What's up, everybody? I've got some really crazy news here. We know that Shannon Sharpe has been accused by an OnlyFans female that he was messing around with. She had accused him of sexual assault. She wants $50 million from him. This is ironic. Smokey Robinson is the next individual in the news. The great legend, the great Motown legend, is being accused of graping and sexually harassing not one woman, not two women, not three women, but four women. I believe they're all Latina, Hispanic, and they worked for him as, I guess, like housekeepers. And they're coming out with a horrific lawsuit against him for what? $50 million. What's going on in the air? Everybody is trying to sue for $50 million all of a sudden. I hope that none of this is true. I hope these people are lying because, I mean, let's keep it real. Smokey Robinson is an icon in the black community, Motown. I mean, we all grew up on the music. Our parents grew up on the music. So there's a certain love that we have for Smokey Robinson and his music. And he's still going strong in show business today. But if this is true, this would put him in the category with many other people that have engaged in this sort of behavior, if this is true. Because right now, this is alleged. These four women are accusing him of this. This is really crazy. It's a lot going on today in our society, and I want to report on this. So this is what's going on. Let me let you know, going into some details here, I want to read this. The lawyers that are representing, or the law firm that's representing these women, they believe that Smokey Robinson is a sick serial rapist. They believe he's a serial rapist based on what these women are allegedly accusing him of, okay? And that they believe that he must be stopped. All four women also allege a hostile work environment from France Robinson. Now, they're also trying to say that his wife, his significant other, was involved in this situation as well. I'm going to read on here. They believe that France Robinson stated that she consistently used ethnic slurs towards these women, words and language. The complaints state that she failed to prevent her husband, in this case, Smokey Robinson, that the wife, the significant other of Smokey Robinson, failed to control Smokey Robinson from his sexual harassing behavior. They're also saying, I'm going to say this again, that the wife or significant other was engaging in racial slurs towards these women. And one of the things that they're saying in the report here is that they didn't come forward in the beginning because of the fact that they didn't have money, they didn't have a high status like him, and they didn't feel that they would be believed, that they would get the backing and support because he's the big star, and they're just the migrant workers or people here with green cards that are just simply trying to make a living as housekeeper. I mean, that's the way they painted in the report. I'm going to continue on here. They complained and stated that she failed to prevent her husband sex assaults despite having full knowledge. They're saying that Smokey Robinson, these women, these four women accusing him of this, are saying that Smokey Robinson, that the wife of Smokey Robinson knew very well what Smokey Robinson was doing to these women. This is alleged. And the reason why I can say this is alleged, and we don't know if this is actually facts yet, everybody, because guess what? Smokey Robinson, according to this report, according to Hayden and Harris, that's the law firm that's representing these women, there is no police report. Okay, no criminal charges have been placed on Smokey Robinson, either currently or in the past. There's been nothing filed against Smokey Robinson based on what these women are accusing him of. And then they're also saying that his wife knew very much well what was going on. What do you all think about this? I want you to put comments in the comment section of this video. Hit the bell notification. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. This whole thing is, I'm hoping that none of this is true, but if it's true, once again, I have to say, if this is true, that what's happening with these older guys, entertainers in particular, is that the deeds of their past is hunting them in their present of their, what we would call their golden years, or the years that they are supposed to be able to kick back and enjoy the fruits of their labor from yesteryears, right? A lot of the people in the 90s and the 80s and the 60s and the 70s, you know, and 50s and 40s, there was a lot of things that men could get away with that men can't get away with, or that women are now coming forward. I find it ironic, I'm going to say again, that they come up with $50 million, the same amount that Gabby, Shannon Sharp's little side piece that he was messing around with, that she came up with a $50 million that she wanted from him, even though he offered her $10 million for a settlement. Now, there is no documentation or proof at all that Smokey Robinson did this so far. This is being alleged, he's being accused of this. They're filing a lawsuit for $50 million, as I've said before. However, there's been no evidence that Smokey Robinson has tried to give these women money as a settlement to make them go away. I just want to keep that in mind as I read further. She says that the husband, she had full knowledge, the wife of Smokey Robinson has full knowledge of his prior acts of sexual misconduct, having settled case with other women. Oh, let me hold up right now. So apparently they're saying, not with these women, but they're saying that Smokey Robinson has a history of settling sexual harassment cases with other women in his past. This opens up a whole new Pandora's box if this is true, because this is what's being alleged, that he has a history of sexual misconduct and deeds, and that he has settled cases with other women that have suffered the same experience as these women are claiming that they suffered under the hands of Smokey Robinson, everybody. This is all alleged. Now, this is what they're saying here. This is coming out of the camp for these ladies, their lawyers. We believe, this is what they're saying, we believe she was aware of the misconduct. This is what they're saying about Smokey Robinson's wife that they're now putting in this suit. We believe that she was aware of the misconduct of her husband, Smokey Robinson, and that she used their status as well as the client low wages that they were making, their living wages, in order to keep them in check. So basically, let me, in a nutshell, because these women were not making a lot of money, they were making, you know, maybe minimum wage, whatever he was paying them, that because they were in need of that money, obviously being housekeepers, that's what they were able to hold over these women's head when it came to them accusing Smokey Robinson of sexual assault and misconduct. They're even saying that he did false imprisonment on them, and now putting the wife in this. Now, I say to everybody watching this video, do you believe any of this stuff is true, or is this just hogwash, or is this just another example of people coming out the woodworks? However, we're finding out that a lot of these guys that were very popular in the past and still remain popular today, you know, at the end of the day, we don't really know these celebrities like we think we do. We know their music, we know what they present to us on stage and when they're on interviews, but do we really know who they are behind the scenes? This whole situation is crazy. Oh, let me go on to read this. They believe, now check this out. Check this out. According to Hayden and Harris, the police report a criminal charges. As I said before, no criminal charges have actually been charged against Smokey Robinson so far. Okay, let me go on to read here. Going back to what I said about the pay that they're accusing Smokey Robinson and his wife of doing. Says here in the article, they all feared missing their payday and not being able to pay their own rent or buy food for their families, according to the Hayden and Harris law firm. Complaints show a pattern not just in accusers' background, meaning Smokey Robinson has a history of settling, as I said before. I'm going to move on here. A background, but in the allegations of Jane Doe 1, 3, and 4 all allege that Robinson sexually assaulted them in the blue bedroom of his Chatworth residence, laying down towels to protect the bed sheets prior to the assault. So they're saying Smokey Robinson was laying stuff down, preparing for his assault. This is according to these 4 women, okay? And if this is true, then we have to look at Smokey Robinson in a whole different way, folks. If this is true, if this turns out to be facts, and they got the evidence, if they got the evidence, this is all alleged right now. Now, one of the victims, Jane Doe number 4, accounts including allegations of rape at Robinson's Las Vegas and Bell Canyon home back in, and then you got Jane Doe 2, who allegations state that Robinson raped her in the laundry room of his home and garage. So Jane Doe 2 says, hey, he got me in the garage, the laundry room. Jane Doe 1 says, no, he prepared his bedroom, his blue room as they called it, put sheets over it, not so there wouldn't be any evidence of what was going down. That's what Jane Doe 1 said. This is crazy. Now, as I said before, these women are described as Hispanic, who were employed by Robinson, earning below minimum wage. And I had said that before. They probably were earning minimum wage. Harris said as low wage women. Now, this is what's going on here. The law firm, Hayden and Harris, is saying because they're low wage, they're making low wages, that's how Smokey Robinson and his wife were able to take advantage of them, as I had said before, and holding these wages over their head. And these are women who, according to the ladies, they were desperate to be able to take care of their families. This is crazy, everybody. It goes on to say here, lacking the resources and the options necessary to protect themselves from sexual assault, Harris, the law firm, is emphasizing the vulnerability of Smokey Robinson's accusers, everybody. They all fear missing their payday. Complaints show a pattern. Now, let me move on to something else I want to make key right here. The lawsuit also named Robinson's wife. I'm going to reinforce this again because you don't normally hear these sort of situations like this where now the wife is being brought into the situation. This is crazy. This man is a Motown legend. Sexual misconduct, 4 women, identifying only as Jane Doe 1, 2, 3, and 4, who worked as housekeepers for Smokey Robinson. I'm going to say right now, everybody, that I hope I did the best I could to give you this report. This report came out of The Guardian. It's titled Smokey Robinson accused of sexual assault by 4 women for $50 million lawsuit. Ex-housekeeper accused Motown legend of sexual battery, false imprisonment. I just can't believe that I'm saying this to you all. Wherever you are in the world, morning, night, evening, watching this video. This is crazy. You got Shannon Sharpe caught up in his situation. Now, of all people, we got Smokey Robinson. And I'm saying right now, I hope it's not true. But if it is true, then we have to look at him as a predator. If this is true, if this is not just something that these women are making up. I'm going to say again, I hope it's not true. And I only hope because I'm hoping that he didn't do something like this, that these are that they're just trying to get a money grab out of him. But once again, if evidence shows and comes out that the man did this, then we got to think about it. Now, if it is true, I got to do some research on Smokey Robinson, this part of his life. If it's true that he's had other women in the past accuse him of this and he's paid them off, the question again is that if you pay someone off to go away from filing a lawsuit against you for some sort of sexual misconduct, doesn't make you look guilty. To me, I feel like it does show some form of guilt, because if you're truly innocent, then you would be willing to fight this in court to prove your innocence, and you wouldn't be willing to give someone your hard-earned money so easy like that. Anyway, everybody, this is crazy. Smokey Robinson, Motown legend, being accused. It's crazy, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this situation. Do you agree? Do you believe it's true? Do you think it's just a bunch of cap? Do you think Smokey Robinson's capable of doing this? Or do you think he'll have his day to prove that this is all nonsense? Or he'll find himself like Shannon Sharp, where stuff starts to come out and now we start looking at Smokey Robinson sideways. Everybody, this is the Information Man Show. Thank you for watching. Share the video. Y'all all have a great day out there. Peace.